Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, so now we're going to take care of this other clump of sky islands down here. That is going to be my original target destination. And I like to launch from this point here just because it gives us a little bit of a boost. And given the stamina I have, I should be able to make it. But if you don't exactly have the stamina I have, you might want to make sure you have some packed. Alrighty, so on the other side there is another hardy radish. There's going to be another shrine quest. There's going to be some fairies, which is super cool because I'm down to 2 in my pouch, which means they'll be spawned in over there and I'll be able to get some more. What else is over here? There's another old map. Korok seeds, you know, all the usual. As far as the shrine quest goes, though, this one's going to be kind of backwards from the last one we just did. I'm going to be activating the crystal first. But same, that green laser beam will, you know, ignite, and that'll show us kind of where we need to go. Alright, so first things first. I believe there's my Koroks seed. Okay, and there's that radish I mentioned. Okay, that rock is going to go right in the middle. It's going to go right in this deal somewhere. There's only 2 hollow tree stumps, so it makes it relatively easy to find that one there, just to show you on the map where we're at. Alright, there's some other pickups up here, some sundelion, some hanging fruit, etc. Always take a moment to go around and scoop up whatever you can. I'm going to play Ring Around the Rosie here on this island. It's all mostly outer layer. And it's daytime, so it's getting real tough for me to see. Whoa, I almost flew right off of the island. That would have been fun. Alright, I think that's pretty much it for up here. So now from here, we're actually going to be heading this direction. There's another goodie over here. But more importantly, we need to kind of go that way because down underneath here, there's a ledge we can latch onto. So if you get out a little bit a ways, you'll see it. And all you have to do is simply burn these vines. There's another set of vines we gotta cook too. Might as well get them going, so that can be going while we're waiting. Alright, so this time I think I already said we're gonna have to activate the crystal first. That'll get the shrine quest going for you, but more importantly, it'll get that laser beam lit up. And I rather enjoy this one. They literally give you everything you need to build here. And I find if I just take advantage of everything the way they have it set up, I'm in pretty good shape for getting out of here. My plane is less likely to get hung up on stuff and etc. And they give you a control stick, which makes flying these things so much easier. Alright, take advantage of the free battery packs they give you. And last but not least, grab your crystal. Now make sure you actually attach that to the device that you're building. This way you don't have any trouble getting out of here. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're actually going to take a little detour before we go to where the crystal wants to go. And as soon as you get over there, you're going to want to nosedive and like purposefully crash into something. It can be a little bit tricky, so you might want to save that game before you actually fly over here. Okay, I don't think there's too much in the way of pickups. Might be a mushroom or something I'm missing. What I'm really interested in is this bad boy. Okay, once again, these old maps, they are great for marking special loot in the depths. I don't think I'm real fond of this one. It's one of those things that I used to need to run amiibos for in the old game, and then I ended up just selling them anyway. It's like a sky tunic or something. It's... I'll get to that later on. That's a whole nother video. Alright, so anyway, once we got that, we can go ahead and get the crystal to where it wants to go. Now this one, I'm actually going to kind of do a little bit of a loop, or a U. I'm going to flip a Yui so that I can actually get this thing like real close to the ground here and I can purposefully crash into a wall. Just like so. And look at that, I even got lucky and got the crystal exactly where it needed to go. Alright folks, so that should wrap up your shrine quest. Now before you do anything else, make sure you take a moment to activate this travel gate. Reason being is we're not quite done up here, and you might need a quick way to warp back. Let's see here, let me get my bearings. Actually, before I do anything, I'm going to jump down over here to this island just to kind of show you where we're at. That one's a little lower elevation. And the reason I'm kind of detouring, there's not really anything over here per se, but I do want to take advantage of this elevator they have kind of pre-set up for us and get way up here in the sky. It makes getting after this Korok seed Alright, now be careful. You cannot touch the ground. After you activate this pedestal, you might be stuck here because what's happening is your foot is catching this ground before you open your glider. So you need to be real quick. You need to be Johnny on the spot there, jumping up and opening that glider to make sure your foot doesn't touch the ground. So long story short, if you do not see this bullseye thingy, you're going to have to go back and try that again and make sure your foot doesn't touch the ground on your way out. Alright, so now that we got the Korok seed out of the way, now I'm going to go ahead and, if I can find it, there it is. Going to go ahead and pop 10 parts into this bad boy, get all my parts collected. Now you can actually throw other stuff in here. Alright, so you guys know me, I like to toss 10 of those things into every time I come across a new one. Just to make sure I got enough parts. And to make sure I actually collect everything it has to offer, and I always verify that on the map, make sure everything's unlocked, no question marks. And you don't necessarily have to do the, the charges. I just like to do them because I always end up with way more, you know, than I ever need. But you can do anything construct, so you can throw horns in there, just whatever you've got. Alrighty, so moving on, I'm actually going to use this and climb up here for a couple more pickups. And then I'm going to show you guys the fairies across the way. And as long as you've got less than 2 in your pouch, you'll be able to get more. They'll spawn in. So if you've got 2, 1, or 0, essentially you're primed to be able to collect more fairies. Boy, I've got the hiccups tonight. I need something to scare me. Actually, I don't think that really works, but... Alrighty, so let's see here. To get over there, I'm going to take advantage of this launch pad. And it should already be pointed the way I need it to be. Alright, so now different things can happen over here to scare your fairies away. First and foremost, there's going to be a guy with like rocket arrows. And that's always fun, so I like to take care of him first. And that'll be just one less issue to get my fairies scared away. Alright, so now we don't have stealth. So it's just like insects, folks. You gotta like walk painfully slowly and just kind of, you know, hope nothing else comes around to scare them off. In fact, you might even want to save the game before you even come over here. Oh, nuts. Okay, I got lucky there. I was spamming that button. I kind of had a dual action there going on. I got the fairy at the same time. Alright, so these things do have a tendency to kind of get a little high up. Sometimes they're a little tough to reach. But if you're patient, you know, they'll swoop down also. Okay, got 2. Sometimes you'll see 3, sometimes you'll see 4 at these areas. So now here's an area where you might actually scare your fairy away. It's probably going to be beneficial to get away from him for a minute and get up on something and fly down to him. If you try to climb too close to him, you'll make too much noise and that'll scare him off. So as you can see, I've got a little bit of distance now between me and him. A little bit of a buffer, so to speak. And you gotta aim real good, because once you fly to within his range, whether you pick him up or not, he's gonna be gone. So it's kind of like a one-shot deal here. Alright. I don't believe there's anything in the pool there. Alright folks, so that's pretty much it for the West Necluda Sky Archipelago. I hope that helped y'all out. Best of luck to you and happy hunting.